So, there is full cooperation between trees, animals, human being, when there is Krishna is in the center. This is civilization. Krishna consciousness is, if it is there, tava vikhitai. Tava vikhitai means this is duty of glancing over there. Just as we are sitting here, Krishna is glancing over us. Everything is nice, first class. Krishna has come very kindly because you are trying to become Krishna's devotee. He has come before you in his full opulence and is glancing over you, and you become happy and beautiful. Therefore, we want this whole material creation is due to Krishna's glancing. So, Khata in the Vedas, he glanced over this matter, and the matter became agitated. Just like there is man and woman. When the woman is agitated, there is fruit. There is fruit. Similarly, the whole creation is in the same process. The nature, matter, has to be agitated. That agitation comes from the life, not from the matter. So, this is the Vedic information. Sa oikhata, sa asrijata. Krishna also says, aham sarvasya prabhava. Simply by Krishna's glancing, seeing, the matter becomes agitated and becomes pregnant, and the living entities come out, the trees, the fruits, and everything come out. Simply by his glancing. How it is possible? We have no experience that by simply glancing over my wife, I can make her pregnant. No, that is for you, not for Krishna. Not for Krishna. Krishna is described in the Brahma Sangha, Angani jasa sakalendriya vitti manti. Each and every part, limb of Krishna has got the capacity of other part. We, by our eyes, part of our body, we can simply see, but Krishna, by seeing, can make others pregnant. That is Krishna. There is no use of sex life, there is no. Simply by Krishna's glancing, maya dhakshena prakriti suyati characharam adhakshena adhi akhena. Akha means eyes. By my glancing, maya dhakshena prakriti, the material nature, these things are there in the Bhagavad Gita. You study. Maya dhakshena prakriti shuyate, gives birth. What kind of birth? Characharam, moving and non-moving. So ultimately, Krishna, without Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained, when he was explaining dhatu, the forms of bhar, activity. So he used to explain ultimately Krishna is the dhatu. So Kunti Devi says, ime janapada asriddhya supakka aushadhi virudha. Everything is sufficient. Now, whatever mentioned here, that the grains are in abundance, the trees are in full of fruits, the rivers are flowing, the hills are full of minerals, and the ocean full of wealth. What do you want more? You can take from the ocean that, what is called that, oyster, what is called? Oyster. The oyster produces pearls, very valuable. If you can collect the oysters, you'll get valuable pearls. One pearl, $10,000. The wealth is there. So, formerly, people used these pearls, the valuable stones, silk, gold, silver, and decorated the body with nice manufactured ornaments, the beautiful body. But where are those things gone? Those things are now gone. Now plastic bangles. Advancement of civilization. All these beautiful girls without any ornament of gold, pearls and nice jewel, they have got plastic bangles. Just see the fun. So, what is the use of this industry? Slaughterhouse. You get all these things. Have enough food grains, enough milk, enough fruits, enough vegetables, clear, nice river water. There is no need of constructing waterworks. Why? I have traveled in Europe. Each and every river has become nasty. In Russia, I saw the river. In Germany, I saw the river. In France also, I saw the river. Nasty. And also in your country, I have seen that, what is the river in New York? Hudson and another. They are created nasty. By nature's way, such just like you see in the ocean, how the water is clear and crystal. By nature's way, it is kept very nice, clear and crystal. And from the ocean, the water is diverted by the process to come into the river, the same water, but it is crystallized without any salt. By nature's way. By nature's way means Krishna's way. So you take nice water from the river. What is the use of constructing huge waterworks supplying water? Nature has already given you. You take fruits, nice fruits. You take grains, you take milk products, you take silk, you take pearls, you take jewels. Everything is. You want richness, you collect the pearls, you become rich. There is no question of to become rich by starting some huge factory of producing these motor bodies. You see? Simply by Krishna's glancing, Kunti is expressing that so many beautiful things are there, simply by your glance. So if you simply plead for Krishna's glancing, so there is no question of scarcity, there is no question of need, everything will be complete. This is Krishna consciousness moment. You depend on nature's gift by the grace of Krishna. Just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur is teaching us. So I depend on you. Maravi Rakhavi Jaichhatvara. My dear Lord, I simply surrender unto you, depend on you. Now if you like, you can kill me or you can give me protection. This is what. And Krishna says in reply, yes, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mami Kang Saranam Braja Ekam. He does not say, yes, you depend on me and depend on your slaughterhouse and factory also. No. He says, simply depend on me, one. Mam ekam saranam aham tva sarva papi bhamakvaisa. So I will rescue you from the resultant action of your sinful act, because you have lived so many years without being Krishna conscious. You have lived sinful life only. The Krishna gives assurance that as soon as one surrenders to Krishna, he immediately squares up all account. All your sinful activities finish now. Finish. Now we begin new life. That is called initiation. But don't commit anymore. Therefore, we take promise from our disciples that now the account is squared up. Whatever sinful life you led, that is closed now. Without any payment, I close. Now don't commit anymore. That is namaparad. If we think that Krishna Nam, the holy name of Krishna, can nullify so many sinful activities, so if I commit little sinful activity and chant Hare Krishna, it will be nullified. No, don't think like that. That is the greatest sin. Namnad balad jasahi papa buddhi. Anyone who is thinking like that let me commit some sinful activities and in the evening I shall chant Hare Krishna, it will be all right. No. Don't. That is the greatest offense. Out of 10 kinds of offenses, that is the greatest offense. Namnad balad jasahi. Don't take to that process, confession, just as the Christians do. They go to the church and confess. Suppose one confesses, that's all right, and again does the same sinful activity, then what is the value? Accept. That's why accept, it is fact. If you confess before the Lord, they said, my Lord, out of my ignorance, the sinful activities are done out of ignorance, not that by planning that I shall commit sinful activities, go to the church and confess, then everything is nullified, again begin, new chapter, sinful. That is not ignorance. That is by knowingly taking advantage of chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So we should be very careful. We promise before taking initiation, no illicit sex, no intoxicants, no gambling, no meat eating. We should strictly follow. Then we are clean. No more. And keeping oneself clean and keeping oneself always engaged in devotional service, his life is success and there is no need, there is no scarcity of anything he wants. Thank you very much.